crispy.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Figures in Action. And today, I bring to you my Daredevil collection. So, Daredevil has been a fan favorite of mine, or excuse me, has been a fan favorite in the Marvel Universe for some time. A favorite of mine. The first time I read the Daredevil story, the first time I read a Daredevil comic book, I don't remember reading what the origin was. I remember reading what his power set was and thinking, damn, that's kind of cool, a blind person who's a superhero. And then years later, and I just liked him. I liked the look. I liked that he was from Hell's Kitchen. I liked the fact that he was a lawyer by day and, he fought crime by night. So I loved all of those things. And then I found out that, or later on, I went on to read the Brian Michael Bendis run on Daredevil, which was excellent run, and just became a bigger fan after that. So here is kind of the Daredevils I've collected over the years. First and foremost, for whatever reason, like anytime like a new Daredevil action figure would come out from a line, I just would want to get, like, hyper focus on just that one Daredevil figure out of the line, and then eventually I would get other things from the line. But he has a great history with action figures being made for him. He's always been, again, a more popular figure, so it's always kind of cool to when a company kind of, I guess, is behind a particular character. Wolverine being one that's super popular, Deadpool super popular. So it's kind of cool that Daredevil always fell kind of into those ranks in terms of them always offering new figures every couple years, and also other companies like Mezco taking on the Daredevil character. All right, so wanted to set this video up because I had just bought that Retro Wave Spider-Man, it was the Retro Wave Spider-Man series where that Daredevil with the armor came out in. So just happened to be at Walmart yesterday. It's been kind of crazy. Been trying to find some of those G.I. Joe Target exclusive figures. So I said, you know what, let me check out Walmart. I know they don't have those exclusive G.I. Joe figures, but I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I can find something. And I walked in and they had this Daredevil, armored Daredevil, as well as the Peter Parker figure, Spider-Man in street clothes. So grab that up. I remember that I have this here. I've had it for quite some time. This is a horrible figure. This is a horrible figure. Like, let me see. It looks like there's some articulation in the elbows. Is there? I don't even know. The knees have a single joint. No, I don't think the elbows bend. Nope, no articulation in the elbows. I'm pretty sure the neck swivels. Doesn't look like there's any waist articulation. So we're looking at the arms go up and down, the legs bend at the knee, also at the crotch area, and then his head twists around, I assume. I'm not going to open this up because it's a horrible figure. One of the reasons I kept it is just the boxing, the packaging. Kind of, to me, the history of packaging is always cool. This was released in 1994 by ToyBiz. 1994. That was 26 years ago? 26 years ago. We've come a long way in action figures. Like, look at that Doc Ock. That's horrible. Like, that is not good. That is not good. But this is what we had so many years ago. So I remember just having this figure and thinking to myself, like, this is probably the last time we'll ever see a figure, a Daredevil figure in this costume. And then I was wrong when they announced that they were going to release this other figure here. I was like, "Whoa, let's do it!" And I had a feeling they were all gonna go down. But I actually want to look at them individually, so that's cool. So this one came out, and or when I saw pictures of it, I was super excited. I was like, "Whoa, let's do this!" So I got him yesterday, and I'm not going to open him yet, mainly because I have no space to store him in my detop. So I'm just going to keep him in package for a little bit. So I was very excited. So what I wanted to do is kind of go through all the Daredevils that I have and which ones are my favorite. And before I do that, I also wanted to highlight this gem that was released in 1999 as a ToyFare exclusive. I believe you had to get the ToyFare magazine, cut out, send a money order for shipping and the cost of this figure, and you would get this. Again, pretty horrible looking. It looks like there's some articulation here and here. The waist may not articulate. This single joint at the elbow. These kind of go up and down a little bit, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so let me slide these out of the way and start going through these one by one. So the first Marvel Legends, well, I think it was Spider-Man Classic Collection that came out was this guy. And this guy, let me just take this light over here so I can kind of highlight this guy a little more. So, yeah, man, this guy. Let me adjust my camera so it can kind of, there we go. So I don't think this, I believe this was part of the Spider-Man Classics line. I think. I could be wrong. But you know, there was definitely a step above. It looks like this guy was 2001, so we're looking at a, what are we looking at? A 19-year-old figure. And you know, for the time, it was great. You had some articulation here at the wrist or at the bicep. You have a little bit of articulation here, just kind of up and down. You don't get the rotation, you get the swivel. These arms can go around, they can go up that high, so that wasn't bad. And for some reason, I think I lost it in the move, but I think he came with the little storage compartment, the little pockets that he puts his billy clubs in. But the head was two different pieces, so that was cool for its time. You know, he can't really look down, can look up a little bit. The chest wasn't that great. Double jointed elbows and knees, which is awesome. And then you have no pivot at the ankle, but you have toe articulation, which is pretty cool. So this was the kind of the first Daredevil, like really cool Daredevil figure I got. A couple years later, and I wasn't collecting at this time, but then they released this guy. And this was released, let me see if we can find some years here. I'm not seeing anything. But this was released a long time ago. How about that? Most of the time they put the year at the bottom, but here you have the treads of the boots, which is kind of cool. Again, you know, they actually have this I don't even know what this really is. It's like a butterfly type of joint, but it doesn't come this way. It kind of goes up. But like, look how awkward that looks. Like, what's he doing? You know what I mean? Even if you, I guess, yeah. You know what? If he's swinging through the air, I guess that makes sense. So if like he was doing something like swinging, using his billy clubs, but then his articulation doesn't even if he did that, it just kind of, he can't really bend too much. But anyway, for the time, again, this was a great figure. It was advanced in terms of the mold. It was you know, a little bit more of articulation. I like the boots. I don't like the fact that the hinges here, you can kind of see this color. I wish they would have painted it the darker red, but yeah, it was again, it was a better figure for its time, and I'm pretty sure it was the premier Daredevil figure when this first came out. And then what they did is, I believe it was part of a 2-pack, a Kingpin one, where he had a white suit maybe and a black suit at Kingpin that came with the unmasked Daredevil, which is this guy here. And same as the other Daredevil. The only difference was, I think this was a little brighter. This had a little more, looked like a, you know, darker type airbrush kind of put to it. And then you got the mask hanging on the back. I wish they would release this more with more Daredevils. I'm curious to see if this maybe matches some of the other suits, and to see if I can finagle something there. But this was really cool because it was the first time, I think, that they released a Matt Murdock head, you know, or action figure with the head. At the time, you can pop off the head, so they had to release the whole damn figure. But again, this had some pretty decent articulation. There's some hand articulation. Again, the wrist, no rotation, but it would go up and down, double jointed elbows, knees, and so forth. So this was pretty cool. Then again, I wasn't collecting when this Daredevil came out, and I believe this was from the Spider-Man line, if I remember correctly. I like this because it's a little darker. The billy clubs are shaped like candy canes, which is kind of cool because you can hook it on to stuff. Articulation was a little better in terms of the shoulders. They still popped up like that, so you can still kind of do some of that. And there was some articulation up here at the muscle, at the shoulder, right below the shoulder. Excuse me, the bicep, right below the shoulder. So that was pretty cool. again, to kind of give him that swinging position. And then his ab crunch was a lot better, so you can do a little more in terms of swinging. So this was a pretty cool figure. Again, for its time, it was, I'm assuming, the definitive Daredevil figure at that moment. And it had the little pouch to carry these on the other side, as in normally, before then, normally it would be on the right-hand side. And for this one, it was the left-hand side. So then what I did is I bought another one of these when I first got back into this whole hobby, and I sent it over to my boy Aaron Williams, who customizes figures, and he basically customized a Daredevil that was beat up, was beat up. So a little slash here, slash there. His neck was a little slashed up. Let me see if we can put a little more light on this. Yeah, so you can kind of see the break here, the uniform. He did it here for the leg as well. He did it for the, this is really cool, like for the gloves. Yeah, man, this is cool. A little bit of the hair showing here. Aaron did a great job. So, and then he painted the billy clubs. I think they were white in the other one. I think he painted these red. Same articulation as that last figure. This is really cool here. You can kind of see the rip under his arm there, and the fold of the rip. So Aaron killed it, man. This came out really good, and yeah, this is a figure I'll keep pretty much for as long as I'm alive. But yeah, some scuffs here in the shin and the nose area and the cheek. A little bit of dirt there on the side. Really cool figure. One of my favorites. Then we started getting the newer ones, which was the Marvel Legends. Oh, excuse me, let me turn that back on. The current Marvel Legends. So this was the Walmart exclusive. This was just a regular release. I forgot what builder figure, if it was a builder. I'm pretty sure it was. I just don't remember which one. And then this was I think the newer release, which is in black costume. So all three of these exact same figure, just all different colorways. And I actually just noticed this today. So the boots on this one are a little more detailed. So there's some string there, and he also has in the comic books these his arms and fists are bandaged. So these also came bandaged as well. A little bit of dry brush in there makes it look pretty cool. Black Daredevil logo is a little bit different, and again the boots are different from the rest of them. These two pretty much are identical. The only difference here with the boots was just the kind of the little dots that they put there, but everything else is pretty much identical. I like it that here he gets the red batons, the white batons. Here he gets the red batons with the black, kind of the black detail painting on the inside. So these were all great bucks for this figure, great offerings. So definitely had to snatch these. So I think the premier Daredevil in this buck is the 4-pack Defenders, and I don't have that one, so that's one that I still need to get. But yeah, this great articulation. It's funny because for so many years they kind of did it so that he would be swinging, and so with this buck you can't really do what you can in terms of putting the arms together for a swinging type of pose, but that's okay, because just when it's in relaxed position it looks really good. So these were the three current Marvel Legends, and then the premier, I think one of the best Daredevil action figures of all time is the Mezco offering. This is great for a bunch of reasons. I mean, first and foremost, you get kind of the whole cloth, body suit, which is Mezco's thing, And then what's great about it is that, like, for example, I always felt like this little thing would always slide down, because I mean, you're running around. How is it that it's just strapped to your leg? So it's just let me just grab one of these. You strap. I don't care how tight you strap that to your leg, and I keep touching this light. I don't care how much you strap this, it's gonna eventually like move. You know what I mean? So I like it here that he attached it, it's attached to the belt and attached to his leg, so it's not gonna flop around. And I also love the detail here where they painted the buckles. Obviously they didn't paint those there. They could have. They've done it before, and I'm surprised that they actually went as far as to paint those dots, but didn't do the buckle. The other thing I like about this is this looks like if you was to see a real Daredevil on the streets of New York, he would look like this. This would make more sense. You know, some of the elbow pads, the shoulder pads, the knee pads, they make sense for his power set. The boots aren't too heavy like they are on this black one. It just looks like the boots are super heavy. You know, so this is definitely the difference between these two is that, you know, obviously you can't pose this guy this guy, the Mezco guy, as well as you can the Legends, mainly because you know, the cloth suit, you know, you can't really, and I'll show that now, but you can't really, like, you can go to a certain level, but the more you start twisting up higher, the more stress you're putting on the fabric. So in terms of articulation, this is the guy. In terms of like just the look, I mean, this looks great. Like, look at the pouches, look at the different materials. You know, you have kind of the faux leather here, the spandex type there, and so leather's always going to give you a little more protection. This is one of the sculpts or head sculpts that I came with, the damaged one, which is cool. Obviously, I like a damaged looking Daredevil. I like this little piece that they have in the back of the head. Just again, it looks like he's protected more, you know, where this one looks like it's just more of a, you know, a soft type mask that he throws on. Here it looks like there's some levels to it, so it's more of a hard helmet. I love the logo here. I love that they went through the effort of putting the black outline around the DD. And I love the way the pouch looks. I mean, you have two little sections here. You have where you can kind of place the pouch in there. So I love how that looks, and these batons look great. You know, again, articulation is limited, but in terms of the look, this is the guy. Y'all, so I just wanted to share my Daredevil collection, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I don't do this often, but I just was going through my figures yesterday, kind of rearranging some stuff, and I was like, man, I have a whole bunch of Daredevils. That's what's up. This is the figure I have the most of all my figures. This is my top 5. Daredevil's one of my top 5 heroes. So this is the guy that I have the most of. I'm a big fan of the Thing, and I think I have 4 figures of his, and I'm a big Captain America fan, so I have a handful of his, but definitely I'm on, I believe, 10 1/12 scale Daredevil action figures from ToyBiz, Hasbro, and Mezco. Y'all, hope you enjoyed, and I'm out.